Warriors Unite! Back with another episode of Bigger Warriors 2 in the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well. I moved the camera shot a little bit. Hopefully this is a better camera shot. And we'll be able to kind of get going here. Hope you guys are doing well, Warriors. Hope you guys are conquesting yourselves, conquesting things around you under God's purposes and becoming a high-value male. And of course, we have females out there as well, and I want you to become high-value females as well. But most of our audience is males, and so that's why I kind of address it to males at this point. If there's a female topic you guys want to talk about, that's fine as well. But the male talk is what I'm talking about right now. It does deal with females, but in different ways. All right, so let's go to the shout-outs real fast here before we get to our report. We're going to talk about Smiling Reaper. Had a great text he sent to me, or an email, and I want to break it down a little bit when we talk about it, because it's got all the benefits of semen retention right in there. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do some shout-outs real fast. Moy Hernandez, thank you, my friend. Optical Man. Giro Genus, thank you. Jennings. Cvato, thank you. Frederick Gray, always thank you. Andy B from the UK, thank you, Andy. Jon the Dawn, of course. Scott Allen, thank you, my friend. SK Motorcycles. Does wet dreams count? I do not count wet dreams. That's happened to me. It's been a long time, but I know a lot of you young guys still have it once in a while. It's not something you're doing of volition. I would say that's the devil trying to tempt you into doing it volitionally. I mean, obviously, once you do it, then you're going to get caught up saying, okay, I'm going to do it again, and then do it in while you're awake. So I don't count that. Some people do. I just don't. It's just more my opinion than anything else. JP, Jesus saved me. Yes, he has saved me as well, and all of us, and very grateful to the Lord for doing that. Sozo Neuma, thank you. Yisrael Yehuddah, thank you as usual. Bob Matthews, don't waste time chasing butterflies. I agree with that 100%. And I know Bob has made some very important comments over time, so I appreciate those, Bob. And then knowledge, berated, I think so. I'm trying to get that. It's knowledge, and I can't remember. I can't see the last name. So I think we've said it before, but thank you, knowledge. I appreciate that as well. All right. So anyway, and I'm not gonna get it now. It's anyway, we'll forget about it. All right. So now our topic, guys. Smiling Reaper. He had a great comment here. He's going to talk about the benefits of retention. I may break this down into two. It depends what kind of time we have here. If it's a longer video, please excuse that. We're just going to go through all the points he makes, because he says it a lot better than I could say it. And so I want to give a big shout out to Smiling Reaper on this one. And we do that. So, all right, first of all, he says retention is real. We've talked about that. Warriors, this is the key to all of this. A lot of people think it's fake. A lot of people think it's not real because the doctors, everybody else tells you that you should be losing energy, all this stuff. But for hundreds of years, thousands of years, people have not been just releasing energy. And they've been doing it only to procreate. And so this is just more of a common thing that's happened over the last 100 years, 200 years maybe, because people have different images and views and to be able to see things differently. And so they're able to kind of do things they didn't do before, but it doesn't mean it's real. And that's the whole thing we're talking about here. We're talking about retention. And if you're retaining, you're keeping God's purposes and in God's energy within you. And that just makes perfect sense. He was off and on for 8 years, and the difference is night and day. I agree 100%. I was on and off for 47 years. And when I became 59, and I think we had COVID, I said, this is the last chance I'm going to do it. I'm going to go all in on this. And I'm going to decide, go ahead and try to, go stop, and then eventually work myself up to monk mode, where I'm right now. And I'm, again, another streak. I'm at probably about 40, 50 days. So it takes time. Monk mode is hard. You have to eliminate all thoughts about women and just basically go ahead and do it. So that's not easy. I'm still struggling with that one myself. The NoFap and those other ones were up 1,200 days or something like that. So I don't really keep track of that too much anymore. But it is a good thing to continue, especially if you're starting off. Continue to track it so you have some improvement and you can see that. Such a strange phenomenon. I agree with you, Smiling Reaper. I think it is a strange phenomenon. It is very strange that people in this society have gone to saying, okay, we're going to just release energy for no reason at all. We don't do that in anything else we do. But we do have a lot of energy release when it comes to emotional release, physical release, those type of things we release all the time. People can be draining on you, and the energy flows back and forth. And when we're connected, you can see that. If people are thinking about you somewhere else, you're going to get that message. You're going to get that message. And it's a matter of time before you start reacting to it, especially if it's that intense. So those are the things we talk about when we say this, that, you know, energy is really real. And if energy is real, that means retention is real as well. But it is unexplained things happen, he said. He says it's almost like stepping into a different dimension. And he's exactly right about that. It's almost like you're moving into a different world, because now you're retaining and now you're seeing things. I see things with people, I look at people's eyes, and I can see things in people that I didn't see before. And you can see good in people, you can see things are not so good, you can see things you need to be careful about. And the key is you have to run your own race. You have to do your own thing. And you don't have to, don't allow the people, distractions, women or otherwise, involved in your life. But it is a different dimension. It's almost like life removes resistance from your life. I love that. Again, a great quote. We could probably do videos on most of these quotes itself, but I'm kind of putting them together in one of them if I can. Removing resistance from your life. Yeah, it's almost like you're removing everything from your life so you can achieve things. But this retention has been holding us back because we're falling into patterns in which we lose energy, we're not as strong, and it's very more difficult to actually kind of move things on. You will still experience hard things. We do. We're still going to experience hard things, but how you handle these things become different. This is like the Stoic viewpoint. It's not how, Marcus Aurelius said this, it's not about what happens to you. It's how you react to what happens to you that makes all the difference in the world. And those things are going to happen to you regardless. God's got a plan. He's going to put things in place. But it's how you react to those things that make the biggest difference. And a stoic person stands stoic. Like I had my accident the other day. I just kind of stood there. The guy's yelling and screaming and all that, and it was actually his fault anyway. He blew a stop sign, but he didn't realize that until the police officer came and told him that. But basically the idea is that I did not react. I wasn't going to get into an escalated fight. I've had the same thing with women recently as well. I just don't react. And the thing is, you just got to keep a cool head. But part of that, keeping a cool head, is keeping that side inside of you and being able to go ahead and keep that stoic viewpoint, because you have your energy inside you. And so he's really right about this. Those things that are hard become peanuts. They're not that hard anymore, right? Almost like nothing. I agree 100%. It's like an arrow striking a round shield. It bounces off. Yes, a lot of things that happen to us bounce off now, especially if you're on retention for a long time. Somebody asked me about the benefits as they go on. This is perfect. This is perfect. Relationships with people improve. They do. Personal health improves. Skin health improves. Eyes. Hair improves. You know, I grew a beard since I started all this. I didn't have a beard before. You can probably look at some of my other ones, and I didn't have beards at the time, so you could see the difference. I like the beard. I like the little beard. It grows back and forth, and we get it cut different ways. But yes, I love the hair, and it's wonderful. It's glad that I still have hair at 63, so it's nice to see that, and God's given me that. Becomes thicker, hair becomes thicker and grew faster. Yes, I agree with you that I get haircuts a lot more faster now than I did before, which is interesting. Skin becomes clearer too. Yes, I believe so. And I don't have any more eczema and things that I had before when I was going through loss of energy. Eyes are shinier. I don't know that, but I'm assuming that's the case. Memory is better, that's for sure. My memory is better than it was before. I recall lots of things that I couldn't even recall before. So it also helps you a great deal there. Music sounds better. I agree with that too. I like that. Much stronger. I am a lot more stronger. Maybe not as strong as I was in my 20s, but I'm very strong. I'm still benching. I'm still working on the weights. I'm still exercising. In fact, I'll go exercise after I finish one of these, and I'll just continue to grow. But yes, you are getting stronger. People respect you. Yes, they call me. I have a doctor, so they call me Dr. Vigor. Not Vigor Warriors, but you know what I'm talking about. They call me doctor, and that's wonderful. Not that I need that any longer. I used to. When I first finished my doctorate, I was one of those big-headed, kind of people. You needed the doctorate to kind of show yourself your worth. That was a bunch of nonsense again. It's a bunch of nonsense that I've gone through. But you don't need that. But it's nice to have the respect when people do say that. Respect for that. So that's nice. But it's also because you respect yourself, and I agree with that 100%. People will get uncomfortable. Yes, some people get uncomfortable. I had this happen with a young girl yesterday. It's almost like, you know, 1 minute they can be very nice to you, the next minute they have it's hard. It's almost like you have the plague. I mean, they talk with you, but then they back away. It's almost like they cannot handle all the energy they're feeling. And this is, and I think this woman has a crush on me, but the idea is that women just cannot sit and talk. I mean, she's young, she's 20. So I mean, you know, compare that. I mean, a lot of young women struggle with some of this too, and men do as well, with having somebody that they have so much energy with, but they can't stand the energy. The energy is so great that sometimes they feel uncomfortable. People are nervous around you. That's exactly what I'm talking about here. People are nervous around you. They don't know, they don't want to make a mistake. They want you to like them, but they don't want to make a mistake. Sometimes they'll even hide from you, which is, I've seen that happen as well. Now, a normal person may think this is a bad thing, but my instincts tell me it's not a bad thing. It necessarily, this person's young, they can't handle the feelings, they don't know, and eventually it's going to come back out, and eventually, you know, we'll probably have some communication about it at some point. And children and animals love you. That's exactly right. I have so many animals running around. It's unbelievable. Children, they all seem to gravitate towards you because they're gravitating towards the energy. People stand closer to you. Yes, exactly right. I've noticed that more and more. Now, I'm not a person who cares about space all that much. Some people don't like people in their space. That's not me necessarily. So I'm okay with that, but it is something you have to kind of concern yourself with, because some people are like that. As I've gotten more into retention and saving my energy more, it's become less of a problem. Your eye contact is solid. Yes, this is where I think most of the nervousness people have comes from. I look people in the eye. Now I can kind of read people. I used to be able to, I was trained in this over the years, but now it's something that I can do very easily. And actually I enjoy establishing eye contact. Even more than any other physical type of thing, to me, the excitement in meeting new people really is their eye contact, because you get to see a lot inside that person. And I always call it the window of the soul when I teach my communication classes. And that's something that's interesting, especially young women, especially women overall. They have a lot of interesting types of eye contact that you see, and I didn't really notice it because I was so shy and I was releasing when I was younger, so I didn't really notice it as well. Now when you focus on it, it's a lot, it's very interesting type of things. And obviously if you have to have more confidence to do that, to be able to do that. So my confidence has grown because of retention and keeping energy. Not stumbling around in words. Obviously I can do these videos and not have a problem with it. Yeah, I do stumble at times. Like I stumble poor Knowledge's name. I apologize, Knowledge. And I think it's berakeh, something like that. I'm gonna get that. I mean, comes back to my warrior nature. I'm not gonna let that go. I should probably let it go, but I'm not. So Knowledge, berakeh. I think that's correct. But anyway, I'm not stumbling. That's good. Voice may deepen. My voice, I think, is deepened. I believe so. At least people tell me that. Direct to the point. I think that's great points. There's so many great points here from Smiling Reaper that I just got to give him a tremendous amount of credit for kind of putting this together. And tremendous. Actions are genuine. Yes, indeed. You're not pretending. And that's one of the things I see on the videos you guys make comments on. Now, this is real me, my friends. This is not no AI or anything like that. This is real me making this in my car because I love doing this kind of stuff, and I really kind of want to help you guys and get this out. But yeah, this is genuine very good warrior too. You're getting it. And authentic, yes. People will give you gifts. I get those, I get it. It's amazing. They bring over cupcakes to me at school, different types of things I get, little gifts here and there. It's a nice type of feeling to get because it means that you're respected. But again, you respect yourself first, and that's important. Even if you relapse, you can get back quickly. And I think that's true. Now, I haven't had that. In monk mode I have, but I have not had that in regular. But I did used to have that, and you can do it. But you got to make the effort to know that your lifestyle's changed here. You're not going to go releasing all the time anymore unless you're going to procreate. That's a different mentality. But then you can get back. If you make a mistake, we all make mistakes. I made it for 47 years. So I'm the last one I could talk about judging anybody with anything. Be honest about this thing. But I think the idea is that you have to be able to get back up again. It's not that you get knocked down. It's whether you get back up again. Don't give up. Continue to try. I agree with 100% here. More attention, traction from females. That's just obvious. I mean, it just amazes me. I kind of laugh about it, warriors, because I struggled when I was younger. I struggled. I didn't go to my prom even in high school. It was just bad, real bad. Just no one, and I played football even. I was a captain of the football team, and no attractiveness whatsoever. And I think a lot of it was because I just didn't have the confidence, and I also did not have the self-control. And the self-control comes from mastering yourself. And little by little, you're starting to do that. And I agree with you 100% on this, Smiling Reaper. If you're sitting there and you have that ability to control yourself, you now control things around you. That's why we talk about conquesting. Conquesting yourself first. That just means controlling yourself, mastering yourself, and now you're mastering everything else. And retention is one of the key things about that. That's why we talk about that a lot. No more fear. I don't have a lot of fear. I mean, even when I sat there with an accident, funny thing is I was getting hit, I just sat there calmly and let the airbags hit and just went to a stop. I was actually amazed. I'm sitting there outside the car, and I thought maybe I had a concussion or something, but I'm sitting there in the car, and I'm just sitting there calm. And stuff going around me, I'm just kind of looking, I'm just calm. It was the craziest feeling I had. But it's because I don't believe God wanted me to go at this point. And so this was a crazy accident someone else caused by running a stop sign. And it just sat there, but it made me realize that I don't have that nervousness, that jumpiness, that fear, anxiety I had all the time. And I think a lot of it's because of the self-control. And now, this other thing too, guys, and you have to kind of look at this, and I'll finish up with this. Once again, Smiling Reaper, thank you so much for great comments on this, and I hope you guys all take a look at this. I actually put it on one of the answers, one of the responses to one of the videos, and I appreciate that, Smiling Reaper. But this is something that unless you do it, you'll get a lot of criticism, and people will not understand. They'll not be happy with this. Women will not be happy when they know you're doing this. And they kind of figure this out because they want your energy. And this is normal nature, especially for procreation. And if you're not willing to give it up, they go crazy, especially with lack of attention. If you're not giving attention and you're not simping out for them, eventually they're going to come and find you because they're going to say, this is a different type of man. This is a man. This is why they get nervous. This is why they get shook up, because you're not acting like a regular male that they see all the time. They got guys in their DMs. They got guys all over the place wanting them to sleep with them, all kinds of stuff. And here you are, confident, moving your own direction, and you're not chasing them. And that's because they're not as important as you are, as God is. If God is first, and obviously your family, if you have one, is second, women come down the line. As much as I love women, and it's great to have companionship, things like that, that is not an important thing in your life. And this is why it's important to be able to ignore them when you have to. Not in a negative way, but just ignore them and move on to your goals. And if you do that, you'll attract all the women in the world. I mean, it's just amazing to me, even at my age, almost at 63, coming up another couple months, it's amazing to me the amount of female attraction and attention that I get as a 63-year-old guy. You guys in your 20s, I wish, my friends, that I had known this stuff back then. But maybe it wouldn't have been a good thing as God's purposes. Maybe it's better to have it now where I can deal with it more in a flattery sense than anything else. Because I probably would have gone crazy with that stuff later if I was in my 20s. So you guys have a tremendous power there, but use it wisely. And almost like the old Spider-Man quote, with great responsibility, great power comes great responsibility. All right, my friends. Well, anyway, great job, Smiling Reaper. I don't know what to say to you, my friend. Thank you so much for great comments here. I appreciate those. And again, knowledge, berakeh. I apologize. We got that finally right at the end, I think. But I love you guys. Warriors, keep working, keep doing things, continue on your quest to better yourself the best you can be. And again, I always leave with two things, my friends. First of all, every day is a great day to a new warrior and a great warrior. Every day is a new day to a great warrior. Man, this is crazy today. Second thing, my friends, is you got to continue to battle